a lot of people have this question on their mind. What's going on with the insurance?
It's bittersweet, you know, because we got started here. I hate this space.
There's an RM11, of course. And of course, I have all the documents, even the winder it came with.
Perfect.
Oh, man. I'm ready for pie tap.
Oh, dude, yeah, 100%.
Who's ready for pie tap?
Cheers to everybody. Cheers.
All right, we're here at Highland Park Village enjoying some incredible Texas weather right now. It's like 70 degrees outside. So we wanted to each have just a glass of wine, and we wanted to set up camera real fast before we sit down and just enjoy ourselves. We wanted to go through just a few things with you guys. Now, number one, of course, a lot of people have this question on their mind. What's going on with the insurance? And so we wanted to dive into that just a little bit. And after we do that, we'd love to just go through with some of the deals that we've made. We've had a lot of things going on. We've had a lot of movement with some pieces, which is it's very, very good and exciting news. But Michael, do you want to kind of start us off a little bit as what's going on with the insurance and the questions that people have in mind, of course, are why are there rumors going around saying this, and that? What's the actuality, and what's our plan? What have we done to fix everything?
So there were rumors that went around, you know, a couple months ago that our insurance claim had been denied and that we were not covered. And
right.
We made a video dispelling those rumors. We put it up for a few weeks and then we took it down because it basically served the purpose of just educating people on the status of that insurance claim. We have another obviously update for you right now, and we may or may not remove this video moving forward, but the insurance claim was not denied, but it was complicated. It took a long time for the insurance to determine their position because there were a lot of moving parts in it. We had a public rebranding. We were working through a legal partnership separation. The robbery took place right in the middle of all of that. It caused insurance to say, okay, we need to put a pause. What's going on? Let's get to the bottom of everything. We got word back from the insurance company last week. Insurance has taken the position of covering most of the consigned inventory, but not all of it. And so that begs the question, like, what are we going to do? Are those consignors just going to be out of luck? You know, do we just say, so sorry? We have obviously zero intention of doing that, have never had any intention of turning our backs on these people. We have been in communication with them. We are actually very grateful for their patience through it. Many of these individuals have been incredibly gracious and patient through this whole process. So what we're doing is we're actually taking on more personal debt to cover the losses of those individuals whose watches are not going to be covered under the insurance policy.
We're not leaving people in the dust. We're not taking any steps to distance ourselves from them. We're tackling the problem head on as anyone in our position should do. We think that this is the moral and ethical move. We've been very open about our faith and paying your debts back appropriately, and that's a big part of we really want to stress that. We believe that there has been a divine orchestration that's given us the ability to be able to pay these debts back very, very quickly.
We've communicated all of that to the consignors. We reached out to them individually. We received the letter from insurance, and then the following day or two after that, we were calling and having one-on-one conversations with individuals.
I think that pretty much squares everything away. Any questions that you guys have, you know, feel free to leave in the comment section. We'll try to have open dialogue, answer the questions as best as we can, as we see fit. Throughout all this mess, we've still been able to run the business and buy and sell and do these transactions and broker watches and do all that at a very high pace.
Yeah.
And so that's extremely good news as well. So things are definitely looking on the up end of things. So I guess to start chronologically at the very, very front, this one right here we sold for $36,000. We sold it about 10 minutes before doing the segment, and it's a wash. Unfortunately, we bought it for 36 and we sold it for 36.
That happens sometimes in this business.
Yeah, sometimes you lose a little bit of money. I rejected a $37,500 offer for the watch. This one will be going to another dealer. So that's one deal that we just facilitated about 10 minutes ago. And then earlier today, or yesterday rather, we had facilitated a deal for a Hulk, a 116610 LV, completely unworn. It was 2018, unworn, perfect condition, full set.
We had that one only like maybe 3 days in our inventory.
Yep, about 3 days.
Came in and client that had been interested in a 2018, 19, or 20 And that one came in because of its condition. He was like, "I'll take it. I want it." And so
Yeah.
that was a good deal that we brokered.
That one we sold for $19,250, so sub 20. I think that's a great price. That we did reach out to that client, and because he was specifically wanting that watch, and I said, "Look, let's be patient because I will get one in, but it'll take a little while." So we were on the hunt for that one for probably about 3 to 4 months before getting offered one that was not pre-owned, that was in brand new condition. And so that's a pretty tough mark to get. So I'm happy that we got it, and I'm happy that he didn't change his mind. So we closed on that, or we're closing on that today. Actually going to be delivering the watch and finalizing all that. We have the James Cameron.
Yep.
What you want to go through that deal a little bit?
Yeah, that was a cool,
kind of a fun.
That was a cool deal. It was the same client that is buying the Hulk from us. Had a buddy that owns a restaurant in the Dallas area who had been looking for a watch. And so I think, you went, and I wasn't able to go because my son was sick that morning, but you went and had lunch with him, met the owner, and he was like, "This is what I'm looking for." And you're like, "I can get that for you in the next, few days."
Well, we called Enrique. Oh, sorry, we called. I'm not going to say his name, but we sold. Well, that was another deal, but we sold him a white gold Cookie Monster. So that's a 126619 LB. That one was a 2021, I believe, and we actually sold that and purchased a Panda old reference, and 2023 brand new, and then we also purchased a Starbucks with that. So we ended up selling the Starbucks and breaking even on that one. And so the margins can be good. Sometimes they can be, we break even. I always try to never lose money. That's always the goal. If we break even, fine. But losing money, never ever want to lose money.
Yeah, we got to make money too. So.
Yeah. So that ended up, we made a few thousand on the Cookie Monster. Made a few thousand on the Panda, broke even on the Starbucks. So overall, it was about a $5,000 to $6,000 deal with that. And then he introduced us to the owner of the restaurant.
Yeah.
That then purchased, and that deal is done. And we made about $3,000 on that deal. So
it's been a good week of business and transactions, and obviously getting referrals from clients. We always appreciate when our clients introduce us to their friends that are also in the market for their next luxury timepiece. That's always just huge value. For referral, word of mouth is incredibly valuable.
So we actually got into Batgirl, and then there was the GRNR. So that was part of a trade deal. So the GRNR is sold, and it actually has been sold for quite some time. But he's been delaying on getting the Batgirl in. So we do have a Batgirl now available, and I believe we're selling it for $17,000. I believe.
And then I guess, a big thing that's happening this week is that we are in the process of moving out of our location at 1430 Dragon Street.
Yep.
We actually had a location and we put a letter of intent on. Things were moving forward. We thought we were going to get it. And they denied the application because they have a high-end jeweler moving into that same area later on this year, and they didn't want any competition nearby. So threw us a curveball there. It was like, oh my word, it was a perfect place.
Yeah.
We were super excited to do that. And we had already signed a lease termination agreement at our current place, so we had the timeline to get out of there was very, very quick. So
got a little ahead of ourselves, but it doesn't matter.
We have to be out by the end of this week. And what we're doing temporarily is putting all of our furniture, our display cases, all of our equipment in storage temporarily. We have taken the watches, the inventory that we have, and we've actually placed them at a secured vault facility here in Dallas. That was per our insurance agent's recommendation. That way there's no questions about insurance coverage, in this interim period of time where we're out of our showroom and looking for a new office space. We're excited to unveil what that's going to be like as soon as we have a clear idea of what that looks like. There's a certain type of office space that we're going after, but we just haven't been able to nail that down yet. So we can't go without mentioning that, a couple weeks ago we launched this new business model called hybrid consignment, and we've kind of been playing around with the name of changing it. Really, it is a watch brokering service. So we're excited about the lead generation that new business model has created. So if you have watches in your collection and you are looking for someone to help broker a deal, but you're not comfortable, shipping those watches and being without them in your possession for, an extended period of time, then you should definitely contact us and ask us about our watch brokering service, because it could really be a great service to you in helping get those watches moved at a very low risk to you.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
ask us about that more.
Cool. Well, without further ado, we're going to end this, and we're going to sit back and enjoy the weather.
I can't believe it is like 70 degrees in the middle of January, at the end of January here in Texas.
I know, it's
Last
crazy.
week we had snow on the radar.
Yeah.
And then the freezing temperatures, and then now
That's Texas.
That's like the sun is on, like my neck is so hot right now.
Yeah, that's the Texas weather for you.
It's crazy.
Awesome.
But anyway, thank you guys so much. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button down below, and then if you're not following us already on social media, you can follow Mike and Josh Official on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So, thanks guys.
So it's moving day. We're moving out. We've got, a couple of rooms we need to break down and package up, but we have not found the exact space we want to be in long term. In the meantime, keep looking for the right office, lounge, / retail space that is a good fit for us before we sign a 3, 5, or 10-year lease or whatever. So just want to be particular about where we're going to be going. Just because in South Lake, there's not a whole lot of options. It's a little bit underwhelming, I guess, if you will, in terms of what's out there. But it's a tighter community. We have begun to build relationships with people out there that, are truly, presenting to us opportunities to be able to, build our client base when we're hosting events out there. But in the meantime, again, packaging up this stuff. We're going to be putting some of it in storage, and then all the essentials are going to go to our new office space. Man, I don't know. As I stand here and just look out at everything, it's like we've been in this space 2.5 years.
Yeah,
It would have been 3 years. It would have been 3 years.
2 years and like 2 months.
It was a 3-year lease that you signed the lease, right? It's under your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Josh, signed the lease 2.5 years ago so that we could get into the space. At that point, we were backpack dealers. So we got into a space and obviously established the retail here. It would be 3 years in October 2024 that we've been here, but we were able to, meet with the property management. We discussed, our experiences here, and they were gracious enough to let us terminate the lease 9 months early. So we're very, very thankful to the property management of Jim Lake and that property group. So thank you for that. Thank you to those terrible scissors.
Those are the worst scissors I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't blame you. We're very thankful also to the management of Trinity Lofts. They've been very accommodating, during the 2.5 years that we've been here. We really have loved what we've done with the space and made it, honestly, it's kind of bittersweet because we didn't even get to really show off the space and the renovations that we did.
Well, we didn't get to finish it.
We were getting close. You can tell that our showroom area over here was not done yet. So we were going to have drop-down chandelier lighting. This whole area was going to be so bright. We get so many comments of people saying, like, your space is so dark, it looks like a dungeon or whatever, all the black. We were going to be repainting some of the wall and getting, this whole area to be, we thought about doing a glass enclosure, honestly, to have a showroom inside, or doing some room divider type, artistic design stuff. But basically, this whole area was going to be so extremely bright. So on camera, looking at the watches and interacting with clients, would have been beautiful. We even thought about having like a round display here, with some watches in it and then some stuff on the outside. So unfortunately, we just didn't get to do that. We experienced an unfortunate event on September 6th that, kind of slowed our business down. We had to go to appointment only, and we had to shift our business model to doing so much more online sales than in-person transactions. So, which has been great. I mean, we do 80% of our transactions are online. When I say online, I mean talking about leads that come through our website, leads that come through our YouTube channel, our social media platforms, so when we get phone calls, everything like that, brokering the deals, shipping the watch to the individual, doing wholesale deals to other dealers across the nation. So it's bittersweet, definitely bittersweet. I think you guys have seen in the backgrounds, and we even had, again, we had filmed for a week during the renovations. We even had the team come in and finish out the bar area and add a platform here so that the bar height was actually correct, and doing trim work, on the wood accent walls, adding the
lighting here
fireplace
that we added was really cool.
Yeah, doing all the accent lighting and stuff like that. We wanted to make a space that was comfortable for our clients. When they came in, obviously, hey, let's have a drink, let's sit down, let's talk watches, let's hang out. And despite everything that's taking place, we have had several of those types of interactions with clients. But we're excited to move and think about what's ahead and what's next. But it's bittersweet, because we got started here,
I hate this space.
This was,
I hate it. I hate being here. It's so sweet. I'm so glad that we're leaving.
I'm excited.
I hate the location. I'm gonna miss because we did have some really cool ideas as to how we were gonna finish everything out, and we didn't even get to do that. But whatever, waste of money it seems. But
we put about $60,000 or $80,000 in renovations in this space.
Well, all together from the very get-go, yeah. But
so it wasn't all for naught. When I think about the sweetness of the experience of the space, it's the clients and the deals that we've done in this space. The segments that we filmed over the last few years. That's what's. It definitely is. It's part of the journey. It's part of the story of Mike and Josh and AlphaCrown and our other businesses. So it's definitely mixed emotions about it. Fond memories and then not so fond memories. But you've been with us through a lot of that, and we're very, very grateful for that. And we are excited to have you join us as we move forward and continue to go on. But back to packaging up things. As you can tell, Josh is. Man, when you wrap up all that, it seems like an enormous amount of alcohol.
Well, it is, though.
It is. It's a pretty impressive selection of top shelf stuff. But dang, it's like I'm gonna have to start putting in more boxes together. So.
Yeah. So basically, what I need from you is I need pictures and information. So that would be pretty much what you've given me, the year. I just need to know condition of watch. If the picture that you send can't really. Give me an idea of the condition, and then what I'll do is, unless you have numbers in mind, I could tell you if they're realistic or not. But what I can do and what I will do is go ahead and do some market analysis, research on the pieces themselves, and let you know. I could give you buy offers as well, but if you're really wanting to maximize the take home, we could do the consignment hybrid. And so I can give you numbers and as to what I think that they'll reasonably sell for. And if you like those numbers, then we can move forward. But so basically, what I do is, so whenever you look online, the issues that you come up with is you see this wide range, especially pieces that are X out of Y amount. For example, I recently sold an AP Arnold Legacy. Now, I sold that watch for $23,000. I bought it for $19,000. I sold it for $23,000. If you look online, you see those for $28,000, $29,000 minimum. Right. But I held on to that watch for a long time, and it just wasn't moving. And so even though you see multiple online for a specific price point, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not moving at that price, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are. More likely than not, you have people that are being either it's an old listing, or they don't have the watch anymore, but they haven't removed the listing, or I know with Chrono that there's a fee if you remove, and so some people just raise the price, and it kind of affects the market. So what I do is I go on the back end, I see where they're moving and being listed within the dealer networks. I make specific calls to various people. When it comes to specialized APs, I have a few contacts. When it comes to RMs, I have some contacts, and I say, hey, look, where do you see these moving? What's a good buy offer, and what's a good list for consignment to get this moved? And I receive those phone calls and we make those phone calls. So that's what I'm gonna do with these specifically. It seems like they've been taken very, very good care of, which is amazing. If the numbers make sense, would love to move forward, and we could talk through the logistics. But before getting there, let's see what kind of numbers we can come up with and see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I want. Just a fair transaction. That's all we're looking for.
That absolutely. We're all on the same team. Let me know if you need anything else, and I'll get back with you shortly, probably later today.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for your time.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
All right. Enjoy. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye. Yeah, so it appears that the hybrid consignment idea is working, which I think is awesome. So he loved the idea. He said this really vibed with me. You know, I've not wanted to outright sell these pieces. I have wanted to consign, but I've always been afraid of the consignment and the climate around it. So he's like, this is such a great idea. Would love to work with you guys. So yeah, it seems like it's working. It seems like we're getting some traction, which I think is great. Hey, just wanted to leave you a quick message. I know that we talked about the green 5168G and the blue 5168G. Also about the Daytona, the platinum Daytona with the baguettes, the 16506. I wanted to just touch base with you, and you know, I haven't heard back from you. I know we texted a couple days ago, so yeah, just wanted to reach back out, touch base, and go from there. If you have any questions for me, you know, feel free to reach out. But yeah, hope you're doing well, and we'll talk soon. Alrighty, bye-bye. Two Patek's Platinum Daytona. Then there's another Patek Philippe, the 5968R. And then there is the potential Rainbow Daytona. So all of that would be phenomenal to get in. Like all of that and the Richard Mille, that'd be insane, dude.
Maybe I'll correct you, but the unfortunate side of things is that we don't have a huge voice of market because we're a smaller entity and a smaller operation. And obviously we have, you know, several thousand people that watch our videos every single week, but you compare that to some of these larger groups that have been around longer. The tough thing about sharing this new business model is that someone else can go, that's a brilliant idea. They could change one thing, or they could literally copycat it, start doing it, and then because they have more voice of market, it's like, it's gonna come off as their idea. You know? And it's not the end of the world. If you know, we just, I don't know, let it be known that it started here. You know? Hybrid consignment model.
Yeah.
You know?
Obviously.
It's not this incredibly novel idea, but it's just like
No, it's not a novel idea, but I think
changing the expectations for how this business, this industry operates. And yeah, I'm seeing comments on this video, right? And people are like, you know, if you can't afford to buy the watch as a dealer, then you have just deal with watches that you can afford buying. It's like it's like being a jet broker. You don't buy the jet, turn around and resell it. You broker a transaction for a group of people. You know, you get reached out to about $150,000, $180,000 watch. Like, that's the 1% of the world that can afford to, you know, expend money on something like that, a material item like this, right? A luxury good. You're brokering a transaction, brokering a deal with a very fair minimal deposit. Both parties have to have skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works with jets. That's how it works with high-end cars. These car groups that we're part. It's like both parties have to have some sort of buy-in. You know, and so it's just fun. I don't know. I'm not saying that people's opinions don't matter, but like people just don't. They don't understand like how this type of business model, is very fair. That's why we have millionaires calling us, wanting to broker their transactions. Because they have, like you saw that guy's collection, it's probably $1 million collection right there, you know? And it's like, okay, that business model is what appeals to the 1%, you know? So
We don't have an endless supply of cash just to be able to buy every single watch. No, you get money and then you use it strategically on which watches you can buy. But $1 million doesn't go very far in this industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That could be one watch. That could be 5 watches. That could be 10 watches. You know, that could be so on and so forth. But like, we're not looking to buy $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 watches and flip those. That's not our client base. That's not our market. You know, we are in the market of 50,000 and above. You know. So, anyway, within 20 hours of posting that video, you know, I'm already receiving leads. Proof is in the pudding.
It's so easy to be a keyboard warrior.
Oh,
And there's so many of them.
yeah.
And it's not easy to just to like upend, obviously saying, hey, we're willing to offer this. We knew that people that otherwise would have consigned and it would be in our possession to market it and sell and make our inventory look better, would probably prefer to do the hybrid consignment. There's a risk for us and we're changing the business model. It was not an easy decision to make. It was just like, hey, like, let's go ahead and try this and see what happens. And
But we're very confident. We were very confident that this would render a response from.
No.
from
What I'm
interested
saying
people.
is,
Right.
we were confident that it would render a response and it'd be a great idea. Obviously, you know, I mean, we're talking a platinum AP, a gold AP, and a rose gold Richard Mille.
If you always do,
Cool. That's great.
Right.
We knew that we would get those things. But let's say that someone wanted to consign. We own this. He's a good friend of ours. Had we talked about consignment and he wanted to consign, obviously he would go, you know what? I'd rather do the remote consignment with this one. Well, we would rather have it in our possession. There is risk there for us in that regard, in that we're basically like people can still consign with us the traditional way, but we're all but eliminating it potentially by doing this. And it's extra work for us because there's a lot more shipping.
yeah, it's not as efficient, not as easy, but it shouldn't be. No, I think
The goal though was ultimately like, hey, we think we're going to be getting in more leads and more people that we otherwise would not have gotten in. And so
just tapping in, creating more avenues, broadening the funnel for lead generation. But I heard this quote years ago at a seminars, this quote by Henry Ford. That's if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And
dang,
it's
I like that.
It's a simple yet powerful quote. You have to change. Change is inevitable, and if you don't change, then you get left behind. In every industry, no matter how cutting edge and advanced it is. I mean, you can watch speeches by Elon Musk where he's just like, dude, if we're not constantly innovating and adapting, like technology will actually like go backwards. And so obviously we're not in the tech space, but in any industry, it requires change. So this is a step towards another avenue of change. So that way, you know, people can build better trust with gray market individuals. And when we got into this space, I did not realize, and Josh, I don't know if you did or not, like kind of the connotation of gray market and like how that's not really it's just not a positive, like, you know, connotation surrounding, you know, the industry and the people that are in this industry.
Yeah,
So,
I don't blame people.
I don't blame people either, but I was just like, it's disappointing that when we're legitimately, authentically, genuinely trying to run, operate honest business, and we know that there are people that don't uphold those same values or same morals when it comes to business, you know, our Christian faith aside, you know,
We're not Mormons and we're not Jehovah's Witnesses.
It wouldn't change, yeah, no.
I don't know where that came from.
No, we're Christ followers, but even that aside, like the way in which we're conducting business, you have to change. You have to adapt. Got some scrub daddies going on there.
Dude, yeah, I didn't know that we had these.
It's great for polishing watches.
The
The safe mover will be here. He's coming. And then, oh gosh, Chris from Pronat Security is coming to retrieve
the security system. So that
He's
way.
coming today?
He's coming today.
Okay, good.
So when they get all those things, they'll take them over to the new space. After you get that box, you want to get the display cases?
Yes.
Or all the boxes, because there's also some boxes in the studio. That's 11 a.m. We should be totally fine. Like, our wives came to help us today, which is very, very nice. We don't have a whole lot of stuff. We didn't need to hire like a moving company or anything like that. It's just not that much. We were able to fit it all in a 20-foot U-Haul, so we're just doing it ourselves. But yeah, 5 p.m. We should be done before then. If we're not done and out of here by 5, I'd be surprised, honestly. So.
Keep pushing.
Got it?
These are really heavy, man.
Yeah. I didn't do any of that, man.
What's up?
We have the safe moving company that's on its way to come pick up the safe for us and transport it, and then our security company is coming to uninstall our security cameras and systems, so that way they can take it to our new location.
We're on the tail end of this thing. So we got everything in. Honestly, it was pretty fast. We just worked, about 5 hours a day for a couple days just to get everything wrapped up, saran wrap, get it in there. And so we're just on the tail end of this thing.
Oh man, I'm ready for pie tap.
Oh, dude, yeah, 100%.
Who's ready for pie tap?
Cheers to everybody. Cheers. We've moved out officially and on to new exciting things, and so praise the Lord. We're kind of at our local, spot, Pie Tap, and
Are you saying goodbye to Pie Tap?
I don't think we're saying goodbye to Pie Tap. There's a couple other locations, but
We were coming here like once
we
a
gotta
week.
find a new working place to come. So
Yeah.